Stroking a cat's fur as an automatic expression of warmth. We look at our companion, we see them soften, we hear that rumbling rhythmic purr, and our human minds translate the moment into a universal truth. This is love. This is a hug in physical form. But if you look closer, beneath the surface of the fur, into the evolutionary history of the feline nervous system, your cat is not experiencing that touch the way you think they are. They have never developed the human concept of petting. To a cat, your hand is not an instrument, the casual affection. It is something much more complex, much more intense, and deeply tied to their survival. You are sitting on the couch, stroking your cat's fur. They are purring. Everything seems peaceful. And then, in a fraction of a second, the cat turns around to swat or bite the hand that was just comforting them. To our primate brains, this feels like an unpredictable mood swing. Humans are wired to view physical contact as a primary tool for emotional connection, safety, and warmth. But cats evolved as solitary predators. Their survival in the wild depended on extreme spatial awareness and the maintenance of strict physical boundaries, traits that remain deeply embedded in their modern biology.
While domestication has allowed cats to integrate into our homes, their neurological circuitry lacks a direct equivalent to the human concept of petting. They do not process repetitive stroking as a social hug when your hand moves through their fur. The feline brain performs an intense real-time diagnostic scan of the incoming physical force to determine if it is a threat or a social signal. When we project our primate social expectations onto this predatory biology, we often misread their subtle language. This disconnect leads to unintentional stress for the cat and confusion for the owner. To understand how a cat perceives your touch, we have to look at allogrooming, the specific way cats touch one another. Allogrooming serves as a ritual of ideological negotiation, allowing cats within a colony to blend their individual chemical identities into a single shared group scent. This diagram maps the primary scent hubs clustered around the face, the temporal, perioral, and mental glands. When your cat rubs against your knuckles, glowing pheromones transfer, writing their signature to establish you as safe territory. This chemical exchange explains why many cats immediately walk away and begin grooming themselves right after a long petting session. By spreading your scent down their flanks, they are ensuring that you become a permanent, calming part of their personal ecosystem. Despite this bonding, touching a cat outside of these specific scent zones can be risky.
While humans typically find repetitive stroking relaxing, feline neurology tends to accumulate the sensory input rather than habituating to it. Think of this tolerance like a bucket, filling up drop by drop. As it reaches the brim, the cat provides physiological warning signs. The skin along the spine ripples, the tail flickers sharply, and the ears rotate defensively with every additional stroke. The neurological input intensifies. The sensation eventually transforms from a neutral touch into an electric prickling, overstimulation. The sudden bite that follows is a mechanical self-defense reflex. It is a biological boundary enforced. When the sensory threshold overflows and the physical sensation becomes intolerable, this biological sensitivity creates a major misunderstanding regarding the feline belly. Humans often view an exposed soft stomach as an invitation for physical affection, reaching down to comfort the animal. However, the feline abdomen is their most vulnerable anatomical asset. As this schematic shows, the vital internal organs are unshielded by a skeletal cage, making any injury to this area potentially fatal. Cats use a hardwired combat maneuver called the bunny kick. They clamp with front paws while using powerful hind legs to lacerate an attacker. When a domestic cat rolls onto their back, they are demonstrating a significant lack of perceived threat. They are communicating that they feel
entirely safe in your presence. Reaching for that exposed belly contradicts the cat's display of safety. A hand descending onto their organs can trigger an ancient survival reflex, causing the cat's nervous system to bypass conscious thought and drop straight into a defensive panic. By understanding these neurological and chemical limits, you can adopt a new framework for interacting with your cat based on their specific biology. This topological map highlights the green zones, the cheeks, ears, and chin, optimal areas for scent exchange with low overstimulation risk. The yellow zone on the back requires constant observation, while the red zones The belly, paws, and tail are high sensitivity areas, best left untouched. To test these boundaries, you can use the Feline Consent Test. This shifts the interaction from an imposed touch to a negotiated one. Instead of initiating contact, extend a stationary finger a few inches from their face and wait. If the cat is ready for interaction, they will close the gap, guiding your finger to the exact scent glands and pressure levels they prefer. True feline attachment is built by granting the cat agency over their own body. When we respect their biological language, we allow them to experience a state of deep, unadulterated security on their own terms. By doing this, you are shifting the power dynamic of the relationship. You are moving from an imposed interaction to a negotiated one. If your cat is not in the mood for touch, or if their sensory system is already taxed, they will simply look away, stay where they are, or walk past your hand. Respect that choice. It means their bucket is full, or they simply want to exist near you without physical processing.
But if they are ready, watch what happens. They will close the gap themselves. They will move their head forward, sniff your skin to check your current chemical profile, and then they will guide your hand. They will press their cheek against your fingers, slide their chin over your knuckles, or bump the top of their head against your palm. In that moment, they are directing the script. They are choosing exactly which scent glands to activate, how much pressure to apply, and when to stop. Because they are in total control, their autonomic nervous system remains entirely calm. Their breathing slows, their muscles relax, and they enter a state of deep, unadulterated security. When you step out of the primate mindset and begin honoring the feline language of touch, something profound changes in your home. You stop taking sudden nips personally. You stop wondering why your cat seems unpredictable. You begin to realize that their world is quieter, more subtle, and far more deliberate than ours. True affection in the cat's world isn't measured by the volume or intensity of physical contact. It is measured by the quality of shared peace. A cat who chooses to sleep at your feet, a cat who rests their body against yours without demanding a single stroke, or a cat who looks across the room and gives you a slow, deliberate blink. This is a cat experiencing deep attachment. They don't need us to squeeze them, hug them, or stroke them continuously.
Every cat has a unique sensory threshold and a different history with touch. I would love to hear about your companion. Does your cat show clear warning signs when they've had enough petting? Or do they have a favorite green zone they always guide your hand to? Let's share our experiences in the comments below. Sometimes understanding one small signal can completely change a cat's life for the better. Thank you for watching, and see you next time on Kitty Basics.